You've been eating what you thought was a healthy diet: low fat, lean protein, whole grains, and you're still tired, still gaining weight around the middle, still feeling off. What if the dietary pattern itself is contributing to the problem? A 2021 systematic review found that low-fat diets reduce men's levels by 10 to 15%. Today, we're going to separate the foods that have real evidence behind them from the ones that are just marketing, and organize them by how strong that evidence actually is. Before we get to the food list, you need to understand something that reframes this entire conversation. No single food will reliably raise your testosterone into a clinically meaningful range if you are otherwise well-nourished. That is not how endocrinology works. Testosterone synthesis requires adequate cholesterol as a building block, specific micronutrients as enzymatic helpers, particularly zinc and magnesium, and sufficient caloric intake to avoid your body's hormone production system shutting down. What food can do is prevent nutritional deficiencies that actively suppress testosterone production. And this matters more than most men realize. National survey data consistently shows that a significant percentage of American men over 40 are marginally deficient in zinc, magnesium, or vitamin D, three nutrients with direct roles in steroid hormone synthesis or regulation. A 2021 systematic review and meta-analysis of intervention studies found that low-fat diets decrease testosterone in men by a weighted mean of approximately 10 to 15%. This effect appears driven by reduced cholesterol availability, the precursor molecule for all steroid hormones, and possibly by changes in that binding protein, SHBG. So the real question is not, Tish, which foods boost testosterone? It's which nutrient gaps am I likely to have, and which foods correct them. Gap number 1. Zinc. Zinc is a helper molecule for enzymes involved in testosterone synthesis. A 1996 study supplemented marginally zinc-deficient elderly men for 6 months and found that blood testosterone increased from 8.3 to 16 nanomoles per liter. That's a meaningful increase, but it only occurred in men who were deficient. Supplementing zinc in men with adequate levels does not produce the same effect. A 2022 systematic review confirmed a positive correlation between zinc and testosterone, driven primarily by deficiency correction data. Gap number 2. Magnesium. A 2014 review found that magnesium exerts a positive influence on anabolic hormonal status, including testosterone, particularly in older men. A 2011 supplementation study showed increases in both free and total testosterone in sedentary men and athletes, receiving 10 milligrams per kilogram of body weight daily. The proposed mechanism involves magnesium's interaction with that binding protein, SHBG. It may reduce the binding affinity, freeing more testosterone for biological activity. Gap number 3. Dietary fat. Testosterone is a steroid hormone synthesized from cholesterol. Chronically low fat intake restricts building block availability. The 2021 meta-analysis we mentioned earlier found that men on low-fat diets had significantly lower total testosterone compared to those on higher-fat diets. We're going to organize these foods into 3 tiers based on the strength of evidence connecting them to testosterone in human men, not rats, not cell cultures. Tier 1, strong human evidence for correcting deficiencies that lower testosterone. Food 1. Oysters. Oysters are the single highest dietary source of zinc, roughly 32 milligrams per serving, which is nearly 3 times the recommended daily allowance. If you have a marginal zinc deficiency, and many men over 40 do, regularly eating oysters or other zinc-rich shellfish directly addresses the most well-documented nutritional cause of suppressed testosterone. Food 2. Pumpkin seeds. A practical, affordable daily source of both zinc and magnesium. 1 ounce provides approximately 2.2 milligrams of zinc and 156 milligrams of magnesium. Not as concentrated as oysters, but far more sustainable as a daily habit. Food 3. Dark leafy greens, spinach, Swiss chard, and kale. These are among the richest dietary sources of magnesium. Correcting a magnesium shortfall is one of the few nutritional interventions with direct observational links to testosterone levels in men. Food 4. Eggs. Whole eggs provide cholesterol, the literal precursor molecule for testosterone synthesis. They also provide vitamin D, selenium, and B vitamins. The decades-long fear of dietary cholesterol has been substantially revised. Current evidence does not support restricting egg intake for most healthy men. Food 5. Fatty fish, salmon, sardines, mackerel. These provide omega-3 fatty acids and are among the best dietary sources of vitamin D. A 2024 meta-analysis of 17 randomized controlled trials found that vitamin D supplementation may modestly increase total testosterone, particularly in men who are deficient. Eating fatty fish 2 to 3 times per week addresses both the fat and the vitamin D gaps, and simultaneously. Tier 2, reasonable dietary pattern evidence, but no direct randomized trial proving a testosterone effect from the specific food. Food 6, extra virgin olive oil. The Mediterranean dietary pattern, which features olive oil prominently, has been associated with higher testosterone in observational studies. A 2023 study found that a low-carb Mediterranean diet increased testosterone and decreased sperm DNA fragmentation over 3 months. However, isolating olive oil as the active variable is not possible from dietary pattern research. What is clear is that it provides monounsaturated fat and polyphenols, and it contributes to the adequate fat intake that supports steroid synthesis. Food 7, cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprouts. These contain, which are metabolized into indole 3-carbinol and then DIMs. DIM modulates estrogen metabolism, shifting the ratio of estrogen metabolites. But as we discussed in the previous video, it has not been validated as a clinical aromatase inhibitor in men through randomized trials. Including these vegetables supports overall metabolic health and fiber intake, which indirectly supports a healthy hormonal environment. Food 8. Avocados. A good source of monounsaturated fat, potassium, and magnesium. No direct human study links avocado consumption to testosterone levels, but they contribute to the adequate fat, micronutrient-rich dietary pattern that prevents the hormonal suppression associated with restrictive diets. Tier 3, preliminary or animal only. Evidence. Reasonable to include in a healthy diet, but do not expect a testosterone effect. Food 9, pomegranate. Rat studies show that pomegranate juice increases testicular testosterone and protects cells from oxidative damage. However, there is no well-designed human randomized controlled trial confirming that pomegranate consumption raises testosterone in men. One small human study showed an increase in saliva-based testosterone and mood improvements, but it was not placebo-controlled and had significant limitations. Include it for its antioxidant profile, not as a key testosterone intervention. Food 10. Garlic. A 2001 rat study found that garlic supplementation increased testicular testosterone and decreased stress hormones in rats on a high-protein diet. No large-scale human trial confirms that garlic reliably raises testosterone or lowers in healthy men. It has anti-inflammatory benefits that support overall health. A note on. This wasn't on the original list as a food, but it's worth addressing because it keeps appearing in these conversations. A 2019 crossover randomized controlled trial in overweight men aged 40 to 70 found a 14.7% greater increase in testosterone compared to placebo over 8 weeks. That is a real finding from a real trial. But it is a single study with 57 participants, and the clinical significance of a 14.7% relative increase depends entirely on where a man's baseline level sits. If you're at 500 nanograms per deciliter, that's roughly 73 additional nanograms. unlikely to change symptoms. If you're at 250, it's about 37. 9 nanograms, still unlikely to cross a clinical threshold. Ashwagandha may have stress reduction and adaptogenic benefit, but it is not a replacement for addressing the underlying causes of low testosterone. Here's the honest summary. You cannot eat your way to high testosterone, but you can eat your way into deficiencies that suppress it. The most evidence-backed approach is not a list of 10 superfoods. It's a dietary pattern that provides adequate zinc, magnesium, vitamin D, dietary fat, and total calories. If you are currently eating a very low-fat diet, restricting calories severely, or relying heavily on processed foods that displace nutrient-dense whole foods, those patterns are working against your testosterone. Shifting toward a Mediterranean-style or whole foods-based dietary pattern that includes shellfish, leafy greens, eggs, fatty fish, nuts, seeds, and olive oil addresses the nutrient gaps that matter most. If you've made these changes for 3 to 6 months and symptoms persist, get tested. A food list is not a substitute for a hormone panel. E-level equals, quote, moderate, quote, greater than every study we referenced today is linked in the description. You can verify all of it yourself. If this reframed how you think about food and testosterone, share it with someone who's been chasing superfoods instead of fixing the basics. Subscribe. We cover the evidence behind men's health that most channels oversimplify. This content is educational and does not constitute medical advice. Dietary changes do not replace medical evaluation for suspected testosterone deficiency. Consult a qualified physician before starting any new supplement regimen. In the next video, we'll cover the 5 daily habits that silently lower your testosterone, and most of them have nothing to do with the gym or what you eat.